as you can see, the garage is a bit of a mess, and but engine's coming along. As you can see, I've got a new radiator. I think it was about 65 quid off of eBay, Chinese special, but you know, looks good to me. Got the cowling on. Hunting for parts. Obviously, we've got the pulley part that I hunted high and low for and found finally. But we've got to a stage now where with the engine, we need to take it off the stand to get the other parts on. So the idea is going to be, we're going to lift it up and we're going to fire it onto the table. And what that will allow us to do is put the other parts on and get the engine just ready to kind of pretty much get put right back in the car. As you can see, it's looking pretty good. I've obviously got lots of other wee brackets and stuff to kind of just find locations for. Remembering where they all went is absolute nightmare stuff. It's been a bit of a pain. And so I have a couple of brackets that I've no idea where they go. So I will show you this one. So I'm going to have a wee hunt online today and figure out where the hell this goes. You know, I've looked high and low, but I can't see anything obvious unless it gets connected to something and then goes on to something. I've no idea. Because you got to remember, I ripped this engine apart, you know, or say the car apart 4 years ago. So try to remember all this stuff and try to hunt videos and pictures is just an absolute nightmare. I think if I had to do the whole thing again, I certainly would take a lot more care and attention to where some of these parts go. But I'll be hunting on the internet and I'm sure I'll find out where it goes. So guys, as you can see, I've been kind of busy. Car's still not back yet, but you know, starting to put the engine together. As you can see, my cheap Chinese radiator, actually pretty good, to be perfectly honest. Got some cheap, well, cheapish, you know, pipes as well, and just looking quite good. But I've obviously got some stuff back at the moment. I've got a new exhaust manifold. The other one that I had from the Mini was actually split. So this one's a Fletcher. This is just obviously goes on the back of the engine, and that will match up hopefully to my Fletcher exhaust which came with the car. And what else? Oh, while I'm at it, you'll see another box here. So because obviously my original wire loom was cut and shredded and broken and all sorts of stuff, I should have kept it for reference, but you know, novice, just slung it in the bin. Probably someone could have used it, but hey, all done now. So I bought a new loom, and there was obviously, because my car is a bit all over the place, I decided I would send it to someone to basically fix the new loom to work with my car. So I sent it off to Wired by Wilson, and he has just sent everything back. And I've got to admit, it's all looking brilliant, to be perfectly honest. You know, he's put a new fuse box for me, which is obviously the blades instead. He's basically marked everything, so I know exactly where everything goes. He's got everything connected up. He's made sure the wiring for my new dials all fit. So what he's done is he's actually made up a loom specifically for that, and look at that, absolutely brilliant. He's made sure I've got all the safety lights, so obviously indicator lights etc are all connected, and he's made sure that my stereo and my headlights and everything will work. But I need to show you this, guys, because obviously David at Wired by Wilson, sorry, you'll see everything's all over the place. He makes these little control panels for the middle of the car. Let's make sure I don't drop it. Which is obviously your switches etc, your switch panel. And I need to show you this, because this is absolutely unbelievably brilliant. And check this out. How good that is. Just need to turn that. You know what I mean? Absolutely brilliant. So obviously instead of your little toggle switches, you've actually got savage switches now. And as far as I know, these are backlit as well, so obviously once you press them, they'll be lit up. But I'm absolutely delighted with the work. It all looks really good. It'll save me a hell of a lot of trouble, you know, trying to get it all wired up. It means I can just put it in, connect things to where they need to go, obviously on alternators and all sorts of other things. Connect everything up to the engine, and yeah, it's pretty much ready to go. Absolutely delighted. So yeah, that has been great, and his prices were excellent as well. So if you're ever thinking of you know, messing about with the wiring, you know, or getting one of these is absolutely fantastic, definitely contact him, give him a wee email, message him on Facebook, and that's Wired by Wilson, and I'm sure David will be able to sort things out for you. But yeah, it's all moving along. Obviously things lying about, seats and all sorts of stuff. I'm just waiting on the car coming back now. Once the car comes back, which hopefully should be in the next week or so, what will happen is it needs to be left for the paint to dry correctly, so I need to be very, very careful with it obviously being in here. So there's obviously going to be a day where I'm going to have to actually pull most of the stuff out and tidy it all up. So when the car does come in, we're not going to get scratch, chip, dents, anything at all, because obviously it's costing me quite a bit to get the car painted. So anyway guys, that's it. I saw the wiring in, so I'm absolutely delighted, and yeah, let's see what happens next. So guys, I'm just going to quickly show you this. So these were the temperature probes that I had, or temperature sensors I should say, which was connected up to the car when I got it. This was also connected up to you know, a motorbike speedometer, which is in the car, and yeah, obviously these are different sizes from what the Mini has. Now these were connected to these two basically kind of extension adapter things here, and basically as obviously the electrics was all away with all the sensors, I wasn't able to check and see what the sizes were. Now what this one had on the end was the original Mini sender unit, so that obviously gets screwed in the end. But what came with my dials was obviously this unit, which is obviously a lot bigger, you know, it's a massive thing. And the one thing I found was, if we actually connect that up, give me a second, I'll just quickly show you. There we go, and it's actually the same thread. So obviously that just goes on as a stopper really, and then that'll get plugged in there, and then obviously I can connect up. And then there was this one, now obviously this goes in for the water, which is up in the corner here, goes in there. And I have a sender unit here, and basically same again, it actually fits. It's the same thread. Now this is a tapered thread, so obviously it will tighten up as it goes in. So just a bit of PTFT tape on there, and then get that wound in, and I'm very happy with that actually. I'm glad that those were actually the same size. That is a win, win. So guys, as you'll see, because obviously this is quite a big unit, I've had to change the orientation. So instead of this one being out where this is, I've kind of moved it around, but it does the same job. That's just basically been used as a plug. It's not really getting used as anything, and then I'll connect up my my new dials to this, and as you can see, that one will just go in there for the water temperature, and yeah, it's coming up. So guys, as I've been putting the engine together, what we've been doing is we've installed the sender units for the water and the oil. Next thing is obviously going to be the ignition coil. Now, I hunted high and low to look for a bracket for this thing. Couldn't find one, so I just made one. So basically just got a piece of steel, so I had sheet steel there. What we did is I just kind of measured it out, and we came to, let's have a look, 450 mil. Just rounded off the corners at the end, made it in a kind of clamp, utilised the 2 bolts here, and yeah, just screwed it together and obviously bent it around the unit. As simple as that. I'm just going to tidy this up. Not long actually, finished making it, so yeah, that is the next step. Tidy it up. We'll get this clamped on. I think this is where the coil goes, because obviously we have the plug here, which has to, you know, have a certain amount of distance. You know, we're so far, you know, we can't go too far. So I'm renting here, plug it in, that's it, it's done. So if it's wrong, it's wrong. I'll find out later on, but that's what I'm doing right now. So there we go. That's the bracket be made up. It's looking all good painted, and just get that bolted down correctly, and that's another piece done.